This morning we're going to make this adorable Easter Bunny Gnome. His name is Rudy, and this is what he looks like. He's all soft and cuddly, and he's really an adorable gnome Easter Bunny to have to decorate in your house. And if you want to make him, stay tuned, and I'll be telling what we're going to use to make him today. What we're going to use to make him today is some watercolors, if you have them. And we're going to use a carrot from Dollar Tree. We're going to use some jute, the 1-ply jute and the 3-ply jute. We're going to use some of these egg picks from Dollar Tree. A couple of speckled Easter eggs with a ribbon on them, like that. 2-inch wooden nose. Some polyester fiber fill, some flat marbles, rubber bands, and in a moment I'll be telling you about the rest of the things we're going to use. In the fabrics and furs, we're going to use a 5 by 6 inch piece of white fur for his beard and a 2 by 8 inch piece for the back hair. And then we're going to use a 19-inch tall by 24-inch wide piece of gray fleece for the body. And then 2 different pieces, a pink piece and a white piece that are 8 inches by 9 inches for the ears. Then 2 6 by inch pieces of like a terry cloth fur material that I found for the hands. 2 6 by 6 inch pieces for the hands. And then for the arms, we want, again, we're going to use the gray fleece, and we're going to use 2 8 by 9 inch pieces for the arms. They're 9 inches long. And then for the burlap for the hat, it's 11 inches by 10 inches tall. There's 2 pieces. And then 3 10 by 10 inch pieces of that furry terry cloth type material, whatever you can find, kind of soft white material. And that's all we're going to use in our fabrics. So I'll get these things off my table and get ready to go and be right back with you. Now I'm going to take this 19-inch by 24-inch piece of gray fleece, and I'm going to turn the right side in and fold it in half, 24 inches up, like that. So I'm gluing together the 19-inch sides together. And we'll just get started here. We'll just fold that over and we'll let that set up for a minute. Now we want to pick it up and we want to put the open ends together. Just gather them together like this in your fingers. We're still working on the inside. We haven't turned it right side out yet. We'll get it all gathered together like that. And take your rubber band to hold it. like that. And then we'll take some of our, actually this is 2-ply jute, and we'll secure it with that. Now, once you get that accomplished, you can take and grab this up. Put your hand in there and grab this up and pull it right side out. Now, I just kind of pull this out a little bit, just real lightly. Like that. Shake it out. And then you want to put some marbles in the bottom. And it's quite a nice size. I believe I measured 21-inch tall gnome. So it's going to take a few flat marbles. Just put them all around that little stub in there. And then once you get those in there like that, kind of a donut shape, you can take your polyester fiber fill and fill it up. And I wanted to tell you at this point that if you're just planning on making the little Easter bunny here and you're not sure how many more projects you're going to make, so you don't want to invest in a lot of this stuffing, you can go to Walmart and buy an inexpensive pillow and use that for your stuffing. And it's just like this. I went and picked one up, $3.44 for that much stuffing, and that'll get you through your project, and you can not have to invest so much before you know for sure if you want to. So I'm going to fill this up to about 2 inches from the top. A little bit more. I'm pushing down and making sure there's no lumps sticking out. Get it nice and smooth. Now we can take it. I've left myself some room here at the top, and we're going to take it and just gather this back together like we did the bottom part. I got that like that. like that, and we're gonna tie it off. So that's how it will look. The seam will be what we work with on the front of this gnome. We'll leave the back without a seam. And we'll just leave the seam on the front. And I'll show you how that'll play out as we go, the seam on the front. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and put the 2-inch wood nose on. So right at the top of the seam on the stub here, we'll glue that nose. And I'll let that set up. So the next thing I want to do is color his nose, and we're going to watercolor his nose today. Did you know that you can watercolor wood? I didn't know that till a few years ago, that you could do that and make a picture on a board with your watercolor. So I'm going to watercolor him with like a reddish pink color here. And you can see this one I did. Actually, that's a different color that I used on this first one. I want to get a lot of water on there so it doesn't go on too thick. And you just want to paint your nose something a little different than the acrylic or leaving it natural. Turn it this way so I can get the other side. That won't take too long to dry. And as soon as it does, we'll continue on. The next thing we do is we want to work on the arms. So we'll take the 8 by 9 inch pieces of the gray fleece and turn and fold them with the inside being the right side. And fold them like that in half, and then I fold a little bit back so I can get to where I want to glue. And then we'll just glue these together. Glue these sides together. Like that. And I'll let those set up. I'll let that set up. Well, I've got the arm set up here. I want to turn it right side out. Now this is the 9 inch side of the arm. They're 9 inches long. Now what I'll do is take and put a rubber band around the end that is going to be glued onto the body. Either end you can pick. We're going to pick one end to go around the rubber band to go around the end, so we can put that on the body. We'll secure it with the jute. And then the other end, we're going to put the hand in, and we're going to make the hand right now to go in that. So I'm going to leave the stuffing back a little bit, not sticking out, so there's room for the hand to go in here. So you want to take a 6x6 piece of that fuzzy, furry fabric that I found. We're going to take a 6x6 inch piece and put the size of the hand, about the size that we want the hand to be. And we want the hand to be about the size to just fill in the end of this arm. And just pull it in there, push it up with your thumb like that. And then take a rubber band and hold it together at the bottom. Like that. And we use the jute to secure it again. We'll cut off the extra. And then we just want to glue it right inside here. So we're going to put some glue all the way around here. Like that. And then just kind of pull back the fleece and lay that in there like that. Go around quickly and make sure that it's all how you want it to be. Put some glue in this part here. I've got the other one finished right here, so we have both the arms and we can attach them. So we just want to glue them with the seam down on the back here of the stub. Just take about half the space for each arm, and we'll glue them down. And later we'll be gluing them farther down, but we're just going to glue them right here for the moment. So Let me get some glue on here. I've got my seam here at the bottom. Put that about halfway across on the back. I've got my bottom there, my seam down here, and I'm going to let that set up, and I'll do the other arm, and then I'll be back with you. Next thing we're going to do is take out the 3 10 by 10 inch pieces of the soft fur, the thin soft fur. They're 10 by 10 pieces, and we're going to make the 2 feet and the tail. So it's how you do that is the same way we did the hands just now. You just want to, we're using a bigger piece of the fabric, and we're going to use a bigger piece of the polyester fiber fill because we want big feet and a big tail. So you just put it in like that. Make sure all your sides are in. And just put your rubber band around there. I think that'll be about as much as I can do. Like that. And then we'll secure it with the jute. And then we'll clip it off. So we're going to make 3 of these with the other 2 pieces, 10-inch pieces. Make 2 more just like I just did for the 2 feet and the 1 tail. And I'll be right back with you. So the next thing we're going to do is put the feet on. We've got them all set up. And what we want to do is cut ourselves a spot right about here. We want them to be right on the surface when they're done. So we can lay them right there to make sure we have the spot right about there. You just want to cut it like that and cut it like that. But don't cut into the seam. I see I have a little bit of marbles there. Well, we'll just put them on like that after we get the glue on them. And that should be plenty of room. So we'll put the glue on. I'm getting a lot of fuzz from this fabric. We'll take that off later. We'll get your glue on there. Lots of glue. Glue this foot on good. You can even lay it like this. Push the stuffing back and the marbles back. And we just want to push it right in the hole like that. Push it right in that hole. And I'll hold that for a couple minutes. Then I'll do this other one. Then I'll be right back. Got the feet on, and I'm gonna put the tail on the back. We just want it to sit right underneath there, like that. So we wanna find our seam and kind of travel across here and down so that we're at the middle. And then we'll be at the middle of where and we'll just cut our spot right there. And I'm gonna glue them in the same way I just did the feet. So I'll be right back with you. So the next thing we're gonna do, now that we've got the tail on, is we're gonna go ahead and put the beard on. And so you take out your 5 by 6 inch piece. We want the beard to be 6 inches long and 5 inches wide. And then just fold it in half, like that. And mark the middle. Little mark there on the middle. And then just cut, because it's kind of a large nose, we're going to go a little bit more than an inch. I might even have to make it bigger than that. Bring it up like that. That'll be good. Like that. Then I'll put some glue on these sides and glue them in like that. And just glue them in like that. Now while that's setting up, we'll just set that over here for a minute, and we're going to grab the burlap and start the hat. This is just a real simple hat. I wanted them to be a natural looking bunny, so I picked the burlap for the hat. And you want to be 11 inches wide on the hat and 10 inches tall. Make sure it's lined up like that. 2 pieces. So then you want to go ahead and do the same thing you did with the beard. We want to find the center of the top of the hat. So we'll fold that in half like that and mark the center right here. And then you just take your scissors and find your corners here and just cut towards your center. Like that. We'll do the other side. And there you have your hat. I have some wrinkles in this hat, so hopefully that'll work to my advantage. So we're going to glue it together, and we're not going to turn it right side out. And we're going to leave it just like this because we want it to be a little bit frayed on the edges. So we'll just glue this together. And it's a little hot. You have to be kind of careful because you got a lot of holes in this burlap. I keep running out of glue at the wrong time. Okay, like that. We'll do that one side like that and just carefully tap it down here too. And then just move it quickly off your surface so it doesn't glue itself to your surface. Let it set up a little bit. And then I'm going to do the other side the same way, and I'll be right back. So I've got the hat glued together, and I put some polyester fiber fill inside it. Looks about like that. And we're going to go ahead and glue it on. And I always start gluing to the top of the nose. So I want to center it at the top of the nose. Right like that. And I'm going to give that a minute or so to set up. So I have the nose glued on, and we can go ahead and glue the sides on. I'm going to glue both the sides on. I'll just turn that on you. And then on the back, we'll glue it right to the stub. We won't worry about this part that sticks out because that's where his back hair is going to go. But we're still going to glue right there. We'll just glue that on there so that's secure. You see, this is where we are on the back of the hat. I'm going to let that set up for a minute. So this is the 2" by 8" piece of back hair that I showed you at the beginning. We're going to glue that right underneath the hat in the back. So you just want to put some glue right on the middle of it. Get you started. And glue that right on the back of that stub. I've got some glue there. Glue it right there. And as soon as that sets up enough, you just want to put your glue on this side, kind of tuck it underneath the hat, like that. So the hat comes out over the top of the hair. And do that on both sides, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got the back hair glued on, and I'm working on gluing on this jute to make like a little tie around the bottom of his hat. You can see how it is on this one. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and then when I come back, we're going to do the ears. So how I did the ears is I took these 8 by 9", they're 9 inches tall, 8 inches wide, and I folded them together like this. They're both the same way, the pink and the white. And then I just held it up and I cut out some rabbit ears. Making sure they're real straight on the, real smooth on the trim. And just cut out your rabbit ears. Like that. Like that. And then I laid it on the pink. because the pink's going to go on one side and the white on the other. And I just went around like that. And then I glued the pink. I can see I don't have a tip on my pink. I'm gonna have to cut that a little bit more. There's a tip there. And then I glued the pink right on the top, like that. Like that. And I'll do the other one the same way and I'll be right back. Okay, couple things I want to tell you. I've been putting coats of hairspray on the nose to give it a nice finish. Seals it off good. That's about the third time I gave it a coat. That should be enough. And also I trimmed up the ears a little bit, which I think I did on the original bunny too. Once I got them cut to the right shape and I trimmed off to get them a little bit more narrow. So I just wanted to tell you, judging from the, the size of fabric I told you to use and what we just cut, you're probably going to trim off a little bit to make them a little bit more narrow. And then you want to go ahead and put some glue on the sides down here. About an inch, and just push those in like that so that it gives it a better shape. And it also, this is the part that we're going to glue into the ear. So I'll let this one set up a little bit and I'll do the other one and I'll be right back. The spots for the ears. And I kind of make a little X mark, just like I did with the feet and the tail. And make your little spot there. And then I'm kind of eyeballing it and placing my other mark over here, like that. And then what we'll do is we'll put our glue on the bottoms of the ears. Like that. And just put that right in like that. And hold it up. We're going to glue it right here also. I'll do that right now. We're going to glue it right there and hold it up onto the burlap. And that is what you want to do. We're going to let this one sit up a couple minutes, but also what you want to do with these is to spray them with hairspray. A good 3 coats of hairspray on these, both sides. We'll stiffen them up so they're not going to be falling over on you. See, these ones are all stiff now because I put the hairspray on them. So stiffen them up with your hairspray. So I'll do this same thing I just did here to this side and be back to put the accessories pieces on and we'll be finished. We're going to start with the egg picks. We're going to go ahead and just tuck that in The reason why I made sure that the glue stayed down here on the arm and not up here is I knew we were going to need this hole right here to put the egg pick in. So I'll just pull that down like that and kind of spread it out. On there. And then I'll just glue it a little bit to the side. Let me turn it right here. We'll glue it right there. And then when you come back, we'll be doing the carrot. So the carrot is going to go like that. And we're just going to put some glue right about there. And lay the top of the carrot there. And then we're going to glue the bottom of the carrot. And I'll let that set up. Carrot's still setting up, and I'm going to go ahead and put the eggs over here. These are eggs with a little bit of ribbon attached to them. I'm going to go ahead and just glue them to the bottom of the hand over here. So, which is a little tricky because this is very thin ribbon. So you just want to put a dot of glue on there. Put it on the bottom of the hand like that. I'll do the other one and I'll be right back with you to finish. I'll finish now. Here are our two Rooties. If you like this video, make sure to like. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.